Right, before I start sanding down all the shininess off the side of the rifle, I'm a bit concerned about that the gun barrel isn't Nerf accurate, isn't movie accurate, because this gun barrel here, that's where the bullets from the mag would fire out of, you know, with that whirring sound. But in the film, the bullets actually fire out this section here, and this is redundant. There's actually nothing there. Right, so you see that there. Right, so putting that to one side. Looking on YouTube and some aliens pulse rifle. I've got the couple of screens up. So if you look there, this is the scene from Aliens where Hicks is demonstrating to Ripley the actual rifle. Now there's your bullets, there's your barrel for the bullets, and this, which is that, is not there, it's all hollow. So where that orange tube is there, goes down there, that's supposed to be all see-through. And then looking on the videos in my below, on the part 1 video, this is by Models by Chris. And what he's done, he's grinded that off there. The actual, that barrel there, he's grinded all that off, and when he's cut it out, he can actually pull that tube out, and all that is clear space. And then if you go onto the Aliens collection pulse rifle page, you can see that is all clear, and then you've got a triangle piece there. So if I was to cut that out, all that would be circular. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to cut that off and then grind out that so it looks like a triangle, like on that there. And also on my paused Aliens video, you can see that's all the triangle. That's where the Nerf barrel is. So I'm going to remove this, because to be honest, it will be a shame to remove that. But I'm not really looking to use this as a firing weapon. This is going to be more like a cosplay stroke. Well, not cosplay, but you know, a display model, as opposed to a full action Nerf model, Nerf rifle. So, you know, Chris from Models by Chris, he says that it still does fire slightly, but the bullets get jammed after you remove this barrel. So I'm going to go for more fairly accurate than, you know, the cosmetic for the actual Nerf rifle. So I'm going to be cutting all that off. So using my Dremel to cut the front end of the barrel off the Nerf rifle, I've left a bit on there, as you can probably just about make it underneath my finger, but if I pull that now, you can see the tube just comes straight out, much like in the Models for Chris video. Now I keep pulling, the barrel tube just comes right out with no problem at all. Just that little bit at the back there, but that comes out. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. So that's my barrel where I cut the front off, and now that is all clear as it's supposed to be. So now the trick is now to cut the rest off this here and make it flush with this triangular support. So I'm going to do that now with my Dremel. Right, so what I've done is I've got my Dremel, cut it there, and then, because I can't get in with my Dremel underneath this barrel or on that bit of barrel casing for the grenade launcher, I'm going to have to do the rest with my older pair of cutters. I'm not going to use my newer pair of cutters, so I'm just going to try and cut all this out, and then we'll see what happens after that. Right, so after doing my Dremel work, I use my cutters, my older cutters, and just went in from the side and cut as much as off as I could. There was still a bit of the raised barrel left over, so I got my trusty needle file and just went in and just fold it down, and then taking it out and then just giving it a quick once over with the wire brush just to get rid of the plastic out of the channels. But then I realised I'd screwed up. When I was using my circular cutting blade on my Dremel, I slipped, and you can see there's a massive chunk missing out of the barrel at the bottom there. So what I'm going to do, you can see that I've drew on the lines for the triangular section of the support. So I'm going to Dremel all that out and then go my needle file and sort all that out. Once all that's out, I'm then going to get some milliput and repair that bit. Another thing I've just thought about, when I drill this out to make it triangular, I'm not going to be able to get to that back part inside there. On the back of the barrel support, I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there. I'm going to try, but I don't think I am, so I'm probably going to leave that as it is. Right, so when I was cutting up, before I started doing all the surgery on the barrel, I put some masking tape on the barrel holes, fed it through my tweezers, turning this over, fed it through that hole out, and then pulled it back here to stop any of the dust and bits of plastic from going inside the mechanism. But then you've actually got when you remove that barrel, the orange barrel, all inside, let's find me file, all inside there, and it switched my flash on. All inside there, where is it? Alright, trying to maneuver this so I can get it a straight view. All inside there, see where that sponge is? That's all open. You can see the internal mechanism for the underneath grenade launcher barrel. So what I've done is I've just got a bit of sponge, cut it out, fed it through the hole, and then got this file and just went in from the back and jabbed that down, just stopped any of that dust and little bits of plastic getting inside the mechanism. Because one, I still want that. I mean, I still want that to cock and fire, but I don't want anything jamming that up. Another thing as well, because I've done that surgery, this will now not fire properly. Models by Chris said it will fire, but the foam bullets actually get jammed in that mechanism. They would actually glide through that tube. So now the sacrifice I've had to make this look as accurate as possible is that it will not fire from that mag. But to be honest, I'm not really bothered about that, because this is going to be more like a display piece as opposed to a Nerf rifle firing. So let's see what happens now when I do that surgery there. Right, so now I've sanded that out. So I dremeled not far from the line, not right up to the line, but not far. And then I just got rid of all the little shavings that was stuck, and I just got my knife and just scraped them all out with that edge there, and just done that. And then again with my needle file, I just got down there. The trouble is you got that back wall there, so I really didn't have much room to work with the sanding, so I just did it the best I could. And then in the corners I got my triangular file and just got in the corners like that there, like that, just to equal that out in the corners. But that's not looking too bad now, so I've still got to repair that where I screwed up with the Dremel. But apart from that, that's not looking too bad. Also in there, it's hollow as well. So when I drill that out, you'll be able to see right down there. But that at the moment isn't looking too bad. I'm quite chuffed at how that's come out. Right, some more work on the pulse rifle. I've been filling the holes in, the screw holes. You can see that one there. Obviously I've got to leave that one untouched because that's what for the battery compartment that powers the pulse rifle. So what I did is I've got some 151 instant filler, which is basically the poly filler like in the tub. You know, for the cork gun where you squeeze it, so the nozzle fits in that hole, an absolute treat. So what I did is I just put the nozzle in each of the holes, did my trigger action and filled it right to the top. Let it dry for 24 hours. Now, some of where I filled in is coming out nice and smooth. You've got these couple here, and there's one of them little dimples. There's some of them dimples on the other side that I've got to take care of, and that one there. Those have come out really smooth when I've sanded it. But some of the others, I didn't like the look of it. So what I did is I've got my AK Interactive putty. Got my knife blade, use that as a spreader and just spread it on. This has been drying for 2 days now. I didn't do any work on the pulse rifle last night because I was watching the NASCAR Talladega. So now all that's been dry for 48 hours, I can do some sanding. So let's see how they come out. Okay, so I've been doing my sanding down now. Got my bit of doweling wrapped in my fine sanding paper, and they've come out really nice, not bad at all. The proof of the pudding will be in when it's been primed, but yeah, not bad at all, especially with that dimple. That has actually just filled in where there was a tiny little, like, little crater, very tiny little crater on that dimple. Yeah, they've come out really nice, not bad at all. Also, I've filed down both sides the Whalen U-Tawny. I can't fully get it off for some reason, so I'm hoping the primer will cover that up. And then you've got the pump handle. That's looking a hell of a lot better compared to what it was. Oh, just need to probably do a bit more on that one there. But generally, I'm really happy. I know the combination of the filler and the AK Interactive putty has really done its job. Not bad at all. Right, now that I've finished this, using my snap blade as a guide, I shoved it in there because I know that's going to be flat with that, and then I'll just use my fine liner pen and like drew round the bottom of the blade level with the hole of the forward triangle, and just drew me a template. And then looking at it with my Dremel grinding blade, I can actually get in there. Oh, bloody hell. I've got enough space to get in there from this side. So I'm going to have at it and see what happens when I do that. I don't think it's going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to look better the same as the front edge. So let's see what happens. Right, welcome back. Sitting outside, it's not a bad day. I've done a bit of work on the pulse rifle. So I've roughened down the area of the gun by the cocking handle. Just took the shininess off that black. I'm also going to be doing some dremelling. So if you look on the, if you watch Aliens, the pre-drop scenes part of the film, where they're practicing with the weapons, one of the soldiers, the black guy, he's looking at all the weapons, inspecting them, and I noticed that it's a trigger here. So this section here, that's got to come out with my Dremel. And also on the backstock here, these recessed areas of the backstop, the actual butt of the gun, those have got to be Dremeled out as well. So I thought, since it's a lovely day, I might as well do that. I've done all my dremeling. So I've cleared around the back of the trigger. I've still got to take care of that with the fine sandpaper, because you can still see there's some little shards that need taking care of, but that's all done. My main problem is on the actual buttstock. Now, all the way through that, I've drilled all the way through there, and I can actually get my needle file through there like that. You see it goes all the way underneath, so I can actually do that both holes at the same time. So like that. The only problem is there's lots of little shards inside the actual butt handle itself. And what I did is I thought maybe I could remove, there's your battery compartment lid. If I remove that, I thought maybe I could remove the handle and then take the handle apart and then do the insides, but unfortunately I can't do that because behind this yellow piece of plastic on the buttstock there's probably a square plate holding all that in. And I thought maybe if that screw, you know, because it is quite loose. It is quite loose, you can see it's quite loose. So what I did is I just re-drilled where I'd filled in for the screw holes. I've removed the screws and I can actually pull this apart. Doing this one-handed. Let me just pause this a sec. So I can actually pull it apart. And when I pulled it apart, see all that there on the floor by my feet? That was all the plastic shards that come out from the inside of there. So when I said fill those screw holes in the butt handle, don't fill those in just yet, because my nightmare is now, you can see all those little shards. I've got to try and remove those and try and make it as smooth as possible. So just a little tip for you, don't fill those holes in because you'll need to prise that apart to get all the little shards out.